Ooh. Hey, welcome to the Crypto Harlem live stream. It is Saturday, December 2, the last month of the year. And my system is running super slow, and I don't like that because we got a lot of stuff to get into. We're going to be looking at exploring this BlueLeaks. We wrote a script. We did a lot of cool stuff, and we got a lot of things to do. So anyway, listen. In case this is your first time joining, I am Gemini Matt. This is Crypto Harlem live stream. We talk about anti-surveillance, we talk about digital security, we talk about cybersecurity, we answer your questions. That's why it's live, that's why it's not just a YouTube video, so please interact, make yourself at home, kick back. I need to figure out what's up with my system resources because they are not doing well. And so we're gonna do that first and foremost. So I think that what I'll do is I'll put some music on. So we feel at home. I know who's home. And then once I put that music on, I'll probably walk through trying to get things up and running because this is not. I don't know if I'm choppy or smooth, but this does not work. Oh wait, you might not hear me. 1 second. Okay, this should help. 1 second. And let me also get. Nope, not this one. Let's put the music on. We'll just put this on. Now, you see, seems like it's working. Seems like it's okay. All right, let's use this. All right, cross my fingers. Okay. Oh yeah, that's better. Here we go. All right. Cool. Now to tackle those pesky system resources. We're going to be doing a lot of hacking and cracking, Thanks, Jason Spencer. So we've been looking at the book Hacks, Leaks, and Revelations by Micah F. Lee, and that book is available at No Starch Press. I'm going to share that so you can see what we're talking about. And it's a great book. It talks about leaks of data. Sometimes they're, made available to the public because of a Freedom of the Information Act, right? Freedom of Information Act. Sometimes they're made available to the public because someone uses a digital crowbar and just frees the data, liberates the data, right? But we're going to talk about once the data is available, how do you get it? How do you go through it? How do you make sense of it? And that's what this book is all about. We're going to take a look at this book right now. Breach data, perhaps, virus 001, as one does, you know what I'm saying? But here at Crypto Harlem, we want to teach you how to be
someone who could use your digital skills for acts of all kinds of activism, right? And whatever that means for you. And what that for us means is becoming a hacktivist, which is just a digital activist. Some people walk around and march, some people vote, some people write letters, some people talk to their neighbors. But from a keyboard, you can have quite a lot of power. And we're looking at the DDoS secret or DDoSecret.com leak of BlueLeaks. Okay. And Distributed Denial of Secret is a kind of journalistic research collective, and they have a Wikipedia type database of all kinds of information. And there should be a place where people who want to leak information of the public interest can go, or a place where data of the public interest can live for people to check out later. And that's where their website is. So we're going to just put that in the chat for anyone who's interested in learning more about BlueLeaks or about what we're about to explore. Today's episode is part 4/2 of the book, which is exploring the BlueLeaks leak. Okay? Pretty cool. And once you know how to do this, you know how to do a lot of things. You know how to go through all kinds of breach data, all kinds of free data, all kinds of publicly released data, or any kind of data you get your hands on. On last episode of the stream, we built our first script. We wrote a bash script, and that script was written in Visual Code. And what it allowed us to do was to unzip the BlueLeaks leak, and that's where I left and ended the stream. And let me tell you, this thing is huge. I was unzipping for 2 hours, so I'm so happy that we made a script that will automate the process. All the script is a list of instructions, and it automates the process. And it allowed us to unzip every file in the leak without having to sit here and hit enter. And it took me about 2 hours and 23 minutes before the entire thing was done unzipping. So I'm really happy we had an automated way to do that. I just left my computer going. So now that we've unzipped it, the next part of the book is about exploring it. So come with me while we try to do that. Let me just keep an eye on my resources. What is eating all of my memory? Of course, it's the Google Chrome helper. What else? Okay. There's a slight chance that I will go bye-bye. If that happens, don't you worry. I'll be right back, okay? It's probably for the best, really, at this point. So I would give you a countdown, but there'll be nothing here to be back from the countdown. But let me try it. Let me try to be the professional that I am, okay? Let's see what happens. When I come back, let me know whether the countdown kept on going or whether it just abruptly stopped. That's what I imagine would happen. Let's say good old... Hey, I have no idea what happened. So let me know. Like, if you're in the chat, just let me know. Were you able to see the numbers after like 20-something seconds, or did it just go blank and then I showed up? Because it is so much better. These resources are clear. Man, Chrome dev stuff. What's with memory digestion? Just so greedy for resources. This thing is like, I want to do more than browse the internet on a computer that I spend a lot of money and time on, you know. All right, cool. So let's get back to some stuff. Let's put some music back on. 1, if you want chill music. 2, if you want a little bit more a little bit more smooth. Oh, dope. You also have the numbers. Thank you, J. Panther. Thank you, Virus. Thank you, everyone else who's watching. You know, like, we made it through. And this will allow me to really jump into these leaks with the gusto, you know. Also, let me also do a quick roll call and just say what's up to some of the folks who are out there in streaming land. You could watch this on YouTube. You could watch this on X. You could watch this on Facebook. I'm not talking to you. Virus says 1. D Elixir says 1. And 1 was chill. So we're going to go to chill, I think. So we're going to put some chill background audio on. What's this one? It's that weird. Don't put on. That's pretty chill. So we got this one. That sounds a lot more chill. This is more like exploring the secret law enforcement leaks. We're putting that song on. You asked for number 1, you got number 1. Why YouTube? I just need like a junior adventure novel. Okay, I hope this is chill enough for you. Okay, it might be maybe a little too loud. I don't know. All right, so thanks for your support. 00 Emily, appreciate you. 01 Ella, appreciate you. A lonely girl, sometimes it's a lonely world. Appreciate you. Alice Sidra, thank you. Donk 7, sometimes you got a donk. Draft Snack, the Jason Pencil, and of course, Virus 001. Air horn for the virus. And in the moderation chair, keeping us all where we need to be. Who's that out there? Who did I see? You know? D Elixir, thank you. Okay. All right. So yeah, let's just jump into it. Let's just start looking at the leaks, okay? So chapter 6 of this book is available to anyone. And let me just pop this thing up. Get rid of that board. On No Starch Press. But we're in chapter 4, part 4.2, explore BlueLeaks on the command line. And that's what we're going to try to do, okay? And in a little bit. Went too far. Okay. So let's see. You would think I'd be like really good at navigating a very simple viewer program, but nope. Page 96. Let's go. Explore BlueLeaks. Explore BlueLeaks. Okay, what? Now it says, after manually hacking one of the BlueLeaks sites, the hacker likely automated the process for the rest of the BlueLeaks sites. Perhaps they created a shell script, kind of like the script that we made, that used curl instead of a web browser to perform the same steps. They could have run the script in a for loop, targeting all 251 websites, uploading hundreds of gigabytes of data to themselves in a single Saturday evening. How do you know it's Saturday? You know a lot of details, mister. They then likely forgot to delete Plug ASPX, PSCP64, 7Z, and NT Daddy SPX files before submitting the data to DDoS a secret. So what they accidentally did was, when this data was submitted, the tools that were used to extract the data are in the submission. So let's see, let's get that. I don't feel like I'm on page 96. Okay, so this was our script that we wrote last week. Once you're finished with this chapter, read Appendix A and implement one of the solutions it describes for avoiding WSL performance problems to make it easier. That's for Windows people, okay? So Windows people, you're dealing with a large data set. You're running it through like an emulation of Ubuntu. You're going to run into some issues. So Windows people, read this part of the book and tweak your Windows setting. Now we're going to organize our files. Your BlueLeaks folder should now be full of both zip files and extracted folders. Now you'll make a separate BlueLeaks extracted folder for the extracted data and keep the zip files by themselves in a BlueLeaks folder so that you can continue to seed the torrent with them if you like. And seeding the torrent means that like we're making this torrent available to other people, just as how we were able to pull it down using BitTorrent technology. We want to be nice, leave it available, because this thing is huge. And at the time we were pulling it down, there were only like 3 or 4 seeds. So it would take like maybe 3 days to get this entire week of data, all right? So let's jump into terminal. Let's do it. Okay, I really need to make a new username. Okay, but here we are. And let's go into where I keep the leaks. Remember, the book says that you're gonna need a hard drive to store these things. And I recommend the ADATA SSD. They have one that's dust-proof and water-resistant, and that's the one you want. So ADATA, you get 1 terabyte for around $80, no moving parts, super lightweight, and the data transfer is out of control. It's a Taiwanese company, and I don't get anything for saying that. I just recommend it. You could any kind of solid-state drive. You never want to put your leaks on a regular hard drive for forensic recovery reasons and just for vulnerability reasons. Like it's not very redundant. Drop the thing, you can damage it. Bad sectors all day. Okay, so here we are. Let's get. Wait, why is my permission denied? Where am I? Volumes A, huh? Oh, this drive is still encrypted. Okay, I can show you the drive. So this is the drive. This is the ADATA drive. I also have the drive encrypted. Keep your leaks on an encrypted drive. We'll go over how to do that again, but I explained it in the past. See how lightweight and small this thing is? It's pretty cool. It has this little cap that makes it water resistant and dust proof, basically. And it does a really good job. It's like IPX rated. All right, now I'm gonna plug this thing back in. I don't remember why I yanked it. And let me wait for this drive. I think I remember that if I put it in this port, I remember I gotta plug it in right here. Okay. Let's wait for this drive to ask for the password. Okay, here we go. Let's put it in our encrypted. Get a mechanical keyboard, clickety clack all day, annoy anyone in earshot, but feel hacker elite. So, and if it lights up in many different LED colors, even the better. Okay. So if you want to be the best hacker in the world, all you need to do is order a $20 mechanical keyboard. And that's it. You don't have to actually know anything. Apparently, that's all it takes. All right, so now let's see. I'm going to go into volumes, go into my ADATA drive. There's 2 of them for some reason. Data. Okay. Oh yeah, I didn't exactly. I remember I was supposed to reorganize this. Okay, so this is BlueLeaks. What a mess. Oh my goodness, my poor computer. Okay, let's clear it out. All right, let me show you what I can see. Let me stop being so greedy. You can get in on the fun, okay? And just as a reminder, what is BlueLeaks? BlueLeaks was a vulnerability in a content management system, kind of like WordPress or Squarespace, but for government. And it led to the leak of a lot of law enforcement data. And this was during the times of like a lot of like protesting and Black Lives Matter stuff. This leak was leaked by Anonymous to um, denial of secrets, and that's how it exists. Okay, and so if you haven't gone through the steps, watch previous episodes. You'll learn about how to set up your machine, how to get the leak, how to extract the leak in an automated fashion, and now we are in terminal. And here in terminal, I'm in my BlueLeaks folder, and Micah says in the book that I should run these commands. So I want to move my BlueLeaks. I want to go back out. So I'm change directory to pop out, okay, to the dot dot, which is always going up in the path of our folders. We're in a giant file cabinet. And Micah says I want to move BlueLeaks. I use tab. So I type BL, hit tab, it auto-completed for me. I always want to use that autocomplete. And we want to move BlueLeaks to a new folder called BlueLeaks Extracted. Okay? So our BlueLeaks is now going to call itself BlueLeaks Extracted. Basically, we're renaming it, right? Then we want to make a directory that's called BlueLeaks. Okay? So we made a new folder called BlueLeaks, and we're going to move all the zip files from inside BlueLeaks Extracted into our new folder BlueLeaks. This is described. And like that, magic. Now the MV command, it says in the book, moves or renames files. On the first line, it renamed the BlueLeaks folder to BlueLeaks Extracted. See that? From BlueLeaks, I moved it, BlueLeaks Extracted. Okay? Let me make this a little bit bigger. And yes, I agree with you. Mechanical keyboards do feel nice. Dance with burrito. Forever. Right? All right, so then in the book it says, as we go through what the commands are that we are writing, the make directory command, or mkdir, we use that in chapter 3, and it creates a new empty folder called BlueLeaks. So when I typed make directory BlueLeaks, what I was doing is I was creating a new empty folder called BlueLeaks. Okay. Then the third command, we moved all the zip files using a star and asterisk. That means like all of this type. Okay. So we moved all of the zip files to our new folder called BlueLeaks Extract. Okay. So we now moved MV. Okay. But not move all the files. Move everything that ends in .zip. That's what this does. To that folder called BlueLeaks. And boom, that's where they are. Now, remember, the BlueLeaks dataset is 250 gigabytes zipped, but the extracted version is 269 gigabytes of extracted hacked police data. Okay. Now, how the hacker obtained the BlueLeaks data, we're going to quickly talk about that, and then we're going to jump back into this ones and zeros world. Okay. So we're going to use the book and Micah's words to walk us through this book. We don't know how the hacker hacked and leaked the BlueLeaks files, okay? But we can make an educated guess, right? And that's all this is. This is just a very educated guess. Imagine that it's June 6, 2020, less than 2 weeks after Minneapolis cop Derek Chauvin murdered George Floyd by kneeling on his neck for over 9 minutes while George Floyd struggled to breathe, triggering the summer's Black Lives Matter uprising against police violence. Funny thing about Derek, he was recently stabbed in police custody just a couple days ago. He was put in a federal prison because he thought it'd be safer for him. And he was put in a special kind of 23 hours of solitary confinement. He wasn't like in a, he has his own room. He gets an hour for exercise. He walks around the yard. And 23 hours for, protection of a police officer in federal prison. That's where they were able to get him. He was in the law library, and another prisoner was in the law library and saw him and proceeded to stab Derek 22 times. And the guards showed up. They pepper sprayed the room. They dragged the prisoner off of Derek Chauvin, and miraculously, he survived. he was taken to the the prison hospital, and Derek Chauvin is recovering from his wounds. Um, and the day that this happened was Black Friday, because the person who committed the assault was like, Black Friday, Black Lives Matter, you know, Mexican Black Mafia, like trying to put a bunch of things together. That's why that happened. So that just happened a couple days ago. But going back to why, or maybe our guess is how the hacker got this. So millions of people took to the streets to demand police accountability and the end of racism and racist police violence in what was the largest movement in the country's history, according to the New York Times. Now imagine you're a hacktivist, okay? In addition to confronting police in the streets, you're confronting them on the internet, right? And using OSINT, or open source intelligence, you've discovered that hundreds of police websites use the same shoddy web application developed by a Texas web development firm, NetCentral, right? So NetCentral's like WordPress, Squarespace for law enforcement, you realize has a lot of bugs, and all the same sites use it. So it's running on Microsoft's Internet Information Services, which is a web server, and it's programmed in ASP.NET. And you see that they've hosted from an IP address in the same data center in Texas. After you spend some time poking around the site, the Arizona high intensity drug trafficking area, you find what you were looking for: remote code execution vulnerability. And this is a common thing. You'll poke around and you'll see what someone's using to run their stuff, or what you're running your own things with. And you realize that it's possible for someone to remotely, remote, execute or run some code, right? And this is all because of a vulnerability. You should not be allowed to do this. So the remote code execution vulnerability allowed someone to take advantage of this bug or this vulnerability in that site. And our guess here from the book, Micah says, my guess is that the vulnerability started with the SQL injection, a technology beyond the scope of this book. So we're not going to talk about it either. But SQL is a database technology, and any form on any website, if it's not properly designed to verify the data, right, can be used to send commands. And one of those commands is to talk to the database, injecting your way into the database through that form to do something you're not supposed to be allowed to do, right? Now, Micah says in the book, I'm about to tell you about a potential URL for hacking a tool left behind by the hacker, but don't actually try loading it in your browser because it might be illegal. Okay, so I want to make sure that we're talking always at Crypto Model about the legal, correct, and right way to do things. So the book says that this data, this leak, has been around for a long time. It's been publicized, it's been reported on. And so if you live in the United States, you should be able to access this leaked data as we're giving you the steps to do. But no matter where you live, do not access this URL, okay? Because we don't want you even to go into a legal gray area, right? Accessing someone else's hacking tools is definitely a legal gray area. So one thing that we'll always talk about is we might talk about the what, but when we talk about the how, we're not ever going to tell you like in a way that'll cause you to be in legal jeopardy in the US, right? And we're just actually going to skip this part. If you want to know about this part, buy the book, because I'm not even going to tempt fate and put you in a situation where you might make a mistake and look at a link you're not supposed to, okay? So after manually hacking one of the BlueLeaks sites, the hacker likely automated the process, and we started that part, okay? So now we're gonna begin where we're supposed to begin, exploring the BlueLeaks data. In this exercise, we're gonna start exploring the contents of our unzipped BlueLeaks files, using commands and advanced shell features that let you quickly measure files and folder size and count them and all this other good stuff. Now, no matter what the leaked data you find or whatever kind of resource you get your hands on, you're going to use these steps to help you qualify the data, see what's there and where to start. Where do you begin peeling that orange? Okay? Now, the DU command is short for disk usage, and the DU command is a powerful tool for assessing new data. And here, Micah tells us that we'll need to get DU, and therefore we'll need to install it. So if we're on a Mac, we might need to install DU. If we're on a Windows machine, you probably already have it set up. And on Linux, you might have it. And then, you can just try to type DU and see if you get disk usage or if you get command not found. Okay. Now I'm on a machine that already has DU, but I'm gonna pretend that for my Mac people I didn't, and I'm just gonna run this command in brew. So from the rest of this, I'm not gonna just be reading the screen. I'm gonna show you the commands and walk you through what's written in the book. Okay. Isn't this exciting? We're about to see things that people didn't want us to see in a way that is super hacker technical and cool. And also in a way that anyone can do. Like, again, this series is designed for someone who has no previous technical knowledge. If you find that I'm talking about something that sounds too technical, please let me know, because I want anyone to be able to go through the book and these videos to help guide you on these steps, because these are useful steps for forever. So here I'm installing core utils. Again, I don't need to do this, but I'm doing it anyway. And Brew is going to automatically do a Brew update. I have a couple of things that I thought I updated last time. I have 34 outdated recipes, so these formulas need to get updated. I'm not going to do that now because it might take too long. So here's core utils. It's coming down. So I'll let core utils come down. Now, it says, like if I run disk usage, if I man disk usage, display disk usage statistics is what this command does. The D utility displays the file system block usage for each file. Again, I use the man command. You type man space, then anything you want to read the manual on, and it'll show up on your browser. In your terminal. And then what I'll do is I'll hit Q to quit out of here. Up and down, I can use to read up it more. Right? Q will let me go back into my terminal. Now, if my screen I want to clean it up a little bit, I will just type clear, and here we are. Right? Or I can type CLS, clear screen. Oh no, I can't. I'll just type clear. Okay. I sometimes forget what shell I'm in, what operating system I'm on. All right. Now, to find the disk usage of all the different extracted data in this folder, what we're going to do is we're going to do disk usage, du command. Crank that up a little bit. I feel like that, when I make this font bigger, I don't think that your font in the screen shows up bigger. Yeah, it kind of does. Okay, well, we'll see. So again, we're going to type disk usage command, du, right? And then we're going to follow it with the sh, which the book tells us stands for summarize or shorten, right? So summarize will display the total disk space of a folder rather than how much space is inside the file takes up inside. Okay, so that's what we're doing this. So these are flags. We do a minus sign. Okay, we do a minus sign, sh. Okay. Now H means human, right? And human readable is the full term. And it shows us the file size in like a way that humans think, like kilobytes, megabytes, gigabytes, terabytes, instead of like in like system terms. Okay. And then we're going to use a flag called apparent size, which will show us how big the files actually are as opposed to how much space they take up. Okay. And to do this, we did the sh command. Now we're going to do apparent size. Right? Now, where do we want to do this? We want to do this in BlueLeaks extracted. Okay. And now when we hit enter, we should get that information. Wait, I spell apparent size wrong. Yes, I did. It's a wait, no, I didn't. It's a parent size. So it says, no, what version of disk utility am I running? Okay, hold on. Now we're just gonna go here. We're gonna search for. Let's make this a little smaller for me because I can't read it. It's too big. No, there's no apparent size here. Well, I want to see. Let me just look at the apparent size. Search on size. Look for a threshold. No. Says SI will give me human readable output. Play the block size. I don't want that. Oh, it's just here. So here it says, if I want to display the apparent size, I just want to use capital A. So I want to use a capital A flag, okay? And this will display the apparent size instead of the disk usage. And this could be helpful when operating on compressed volumes or sparse files. If you're reading the book, and I don't know what version of the book you're going to have, again, keeping with this, I have a leaked copy of the book. So, but we're going to replace this flag, this A flag. Actually, let me do it the way I would normally. So if I hit up or down, I can see commands that I've already typed using my history, okay? And here is the command. Well, I already messed with it. Yeah. Here's what the command looks like. It looks like this. Okay? And we got this error. So I would hit up again. If I hit Control and A, I will go to the front of the line. Control and E, I go to the end of this line. So instead of going all the way back by tapping back with the left arrow, because you could remember it like this. A hole skip the line. A to the front, E to the back. A, see, I'm over here in the front. E, I'm in the back. Yeah. Oh, A, it's like the it's like the Soldier Boy Superman. I don't know why I couldn't say Soldier Boy. So A to the left, A to the right, hip hop hooray to the left, to the right. Okay, anyway, so I can jump to different parts. I'll go to where apparent size is, and I'll replace that and put a capital A. Now we have a apparent size flag. And we know the folder, and we're going to hit enter. So again, disk usage, right? We're going to have a summary. We're going to have a human readable, and we're going to use apparent size. And we're cooking, and we're waiting, because it's doing a bunch of calculations, okay? This command's going to check the size of every single file in the BlueLeaks, and then adds them all together. So it takes a while. When it's done, it'll tell you that BlueLeaks is taking up 269 gigabytes. In addition to using human readable, you can specify which units you want to use. The B flag, you can say shorten for bytes, which shows file sizes in bytes. The K flag is for kilobytes. The M flag is for megabytes. Next, we're going to measure the size of each of the folders inside of BlueLeaks. And so we're going to go inside the BlueLeaks folder. We're going to change the BlueLeaks folder itself, right? And then once we're inside the folder, we're going to take a look at the NCRIC folder, which stands for the North California Regional Intelligence Center. And the North California Regional Intelligence Center is a kind of fusion center. It's a place where information, we know that there are information failings that lead to a lot of issues. For example, the information failing that led to 9/11. A lot of different agencies have a lot of different information, but they don't share them. So fusion centers were created as a way to avoid that mistake and have a lot of different agencies from a state or a municipality in the same place. Local law enforcement, FBI, state agencies, federal agencies, everyone in the same room sharing information. And the North Carolina Regional Intelligence Center is one of those places. So what we're going to do is we're going to look, because that's where Micah has spent a lot of time researching, and Micah's written a lot of articles on some of the stuff that was found in this part of the leak. So we're just going to focus there, okay? So look, our command is finished, and it tells us that this folder is 268 gigabytes. And you'll use this command, du flag, sh flag a, capital, a lot to just get an idea of where do I need to look, okay? Now we're going to change our directory, cd, change our directory to the BlueLeaks extracted folder, okay? And now that we're here, we're going to run this exact same command, but instead of on BlueLeaks extracted, we're going to run it on the NCRIC. Okay. Um, and this will tell us that this folder takes up 19 gigabytes of space. And here we go, 19 gigabytes of space. You can see how useful it is when you're trying to figure out where to start to have this command, right? Now, so now we want to find the size of each of the folders in BlueLeaks. And to do that, we're going to run a script, okay? Again, we learned about for loops and how for loops can help us even on the command line to do things in a more regimented process. Can you imagine if I had to go through every folder and type its name here instead of NCRIC? That's not fun. So what we're going to do is we're going to actually write a for loop. So as you know here, there's a for, okay? And then in our for loop, we're just going to say for folder, okay? That's our variable, right? In list results. So here's our list, okay? Right? Then what are we going to do? We're going to do this. We're going to do a disk usage command. We're going to run that flag, right? Summarize in human. And then we're going to run that flag A for a parent size. And we're going to do it in the folder variable. So for everything that's listed here, run it through this variable folder. And we're going to run it through the folder variable, and then we'll be done, okay? And if this is done correctly, oh wait, am I in the right folder? Did I need to go to BlueLeaks? Or do I need to go to BlueLeaks extracted? No, BlueLeaks extracted. Okay, yeah, we should hit enter. And look, here we are. We're getting the names of all the folders and the size of that folder. And I will make sure that we scroll back up so you can take a look at this. If you want to do it in a more interactive way, you can add a more command. So you have to hit spacebar to see the next chunk of stuff. But this is cool, having it count and spit it out on screen real time. And look, we can see the Metro Houston Police is 185 gigs of stuff. We can see Miami. We can see Nevada Cyber Exchange is a fusion center. Okay, cool. Now it's done, and we have an idea from A to Z of exactly how much stuff is in each one of these folders. The large ones I'll read out. There's 5 gigs for Utah, 7 gigs for Texas. See if there's anybody. 8, nope. Anybody higher than 7 gigs? 6 gigs for SEFFC. I'm not sure what that is. 46 gigs is this repo. Okay, talk about that later. 4 gigs here, 6 gigs in Nova. Maybe that's Northern Virginia. I don't know. Nope. Novato. Let me see what that is. You get the idea. 12 gigs MVP. Then we have. Yeah, that's the good stuff. Not too many super large ones that I'm seeing. Nope. Let me just go check this out. Okay, great. Now, the book tells us, as we see here, we can run multiple commands to do the same line by separating them by semicolons. So we've done here, let's go back to what we wrote. These semicolons are used to separate different commands. So we actually ran 3 commands, see that? But we use a semicolon, so we don't have to wait. We can actually just run them all together as an intelligent little script, all right? Now, what this one-liner of commands does, according to the book, it goes through the output of our list. And since we're in the BlueLeaks extracted folder, it's the name of each folder. And the code will then stores the name in a folder box, a shoebox, that's a variable. Remember we said you write a name on the shoebox. We wrote the word folder on this shoebox. That's our variable. And every iteration, it puts a different folder in and it runs the command on that folder, okay? Now that we know the size of each of the folders, what we'll want to do is we'll want to sort through the 168 folders that are in this giant thing. And we want to put them in order of disk space, right? Determining which folders are the largest, we can decide which fusion centers have the most data, and therefore which is the one that we probably want to, like, is the most active, has the most files, and where we might want to start. Okay. Now, to sort this list of folders by the smallest size to the largest size, we're going to use a command called sort, S-O-R-T, which will take a list of text files. Text files. It'll take a list of text, and according to the book here, it'll sort them alphanumerically. Okay. So it'll sort, for example, the book says file 1, file 10, file 2, whatever. So since text lines are sorted one character at a time, and since 1 is less than 2, file 10 comes before the number 2. So you might notice when you're using sort, it'll say file 1, file 10, file 100, file 2. It won't say like file 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So again, to sort BlueLeaks by file size, we'll modify the command to make a human argument which pays attention to the values of the numbers. And so it doesn't just, go strictly alphanumeric, okay? So now what we're gonna do is we're just gonna add something called a pipe, which is when we take the output of a command and we run that output through an operator called a pipe. And we'll say, take the output that you get, but before you show it to me, do this. So in this case, we're taking this command that we wrote before, and we're taking the output that we already see on the screen, and we're gonna pipe it, or putting a straight line, okay? And we're gonna pipe it through the sort command, and we're gonna tell the sort command, give it to me in a human way, okay? And instead of giving us this A to Z of all these different numbers, it's gonna give us the values in human readable way, okay? Let's take a look at that. Gotta take a drink of the Crypto Harlem juice, so it keeps me sharp. Crypto Harlem mugs available at cryptoharlem.com. Did you learn something new? Was it of value to you? Support Crypto Harlem and the interns by buying a mug. Click on merch on cryptoharlem.com. Now back to our regularly scheduled law enforcement meetings. I thought that was hilarious. I don't know what that means. Thank you. So much data. Okay. I hope you enjoyed the advertisement. With the Harlem mug. Oh, look at that. Operators are telling me that these mugs are selling fast. Hurry up, get your mug before it all disappears. Your choice of color on the inside. I recommend yellow. Okay, so going back to the screen. Now we have it organized, and we can see which are the largest folders, right? On the top of this list, and now the smallest folders. Actually, smallest one is 1.5 kilobytes. There's nothing in there. NCRIC has history good. There's this terrorism tip line or whatever, 330 kilobytes. The very largest thing is repo, right? And so this command is quite useful, and it's something that you might want to use in the future. I'll even dump it in the chat. There you go. It's the star of the show. It's going to get a little highlight. Check it out. 4 folder in list, do disk usage, done sort. Okay. Check that out. Take that with you. Now, we're going to create an inventory of file names, okay, in a data set. So another thing that we want to talk about is when you're accessing leaked data or a large amount of data, you don't know what's in it, right? It's helpful to create an inventory of all the files it contains by listing them in a text file. So this way we can easily count the number of files in a data set or search for file names without having to go through a much slower process of looping through all the data, okay? Micah says that we can do this for from within the BlueLeaks folder by running this command. Okay, find. Let me clean this up a little bit. Find, and I'm gonna find, right? Dot, which is like here, this folder where I am, this dot that I'm standing on. Dot. Okay. Type F, and that is what kind of type of file, right? We're gonna find files. If we want to find folders or directories, we say type D, okay? Or we say type F. And if we do this, it'll run through and find all the files, okay? And we'll see that it starts listing across the terminal. Look at all the files. Check that, like the matrix, okay? But I'm gonna break it with Control and C. Stop it, okay? Let's go back to the command. We don't want to just see it on our screen once. We want to send it out, okay? We want to send it out to a file, and we're going to make a file one folder up from here, and we're going to call that file BlueLeaks file names.txt. See that? So we run the find command, we put the dot, we want to run the find command here in the folder we're in. Then we're going to run the type F, right? We're going to find only files, not directories. We're going to take this output and we're going to type it into file names.txt, BlueLeaks file names.txt. Enter, and it will start doing that for us. Now, right now we have to wait for it to finish. If you want, you can run it in the background, not knowing exactly when it's done, but it'll come back to you by putting an ampersand at the end. Micah doesn't tell us to do that, but that's how I run my commands when I'm going through larger leaks and I need to just output stuff into text. So I'll show you what that looks like. I run this command, but then I put space and I put a little ampersand, see the and symbol. And that'll just allow me to run it as a background process, okay? So boop, and now I have my, look, I can type while I wait. Type while you wait, okay? And it'll output here, we have it's now running as a job. If I type jobs, I see that it's running a job, and this is what that job is doing, and it's job number 1. And when it's done, it'll just spit it back out. But at least I'm free to do other things in terminal. So if I was doing this with a bunch of different text files I want to output things into, I could fire them all out in the background and not have to sit and wait for them all to do. Okay? Little pro tip. Hope that wasn't too confusing and hope it was useful to you. All right? Now our next step, okay, will be, we've listed everything by size. We're getting all the file names, right? We're gonna open up our VS Code, all right, which we've been using as our editor, right, for scripts and other things. And we're gonna like, and we're gonna go through because we want to see what, like what's in here. We're gonna see what these files are. I see that this thing is kind of blocking the terminal windows. I'm gonna hide it. And we'll be done soon. In just a few minutes, you'll have all of the steps that you would use on any leak that you come across. Very powerful episode here. Okay, so I think it's done. Okay, this job is cooking. Take a look at it. It's done. Look at that. Let's take a look at it. Okay. So again, we're going to open this, and we're going to open this. It's one folder up, and it's called BlueLeaks file names.txt. We're going to open it in our editor, which I'm on a Mac, and I use the visual version of VS Code, graphical VS Code. So, oh wait, I didn't mean to use open. I'm sorry. I meant to use code. So this will open it in VS Code, which I have installed. And let me share that with you. Don't just open up stuff, especially if you find it on leak files. Our little file name thing, we want to use it in our code editor. It will also handle large listing a lot better. Here we go. This is our VS Code. BlueLeaks. I'm just going to close that right now. And here you can see each of the files: customer edit, press release, incident map. This is like from Boston. Security CSV, document download, jQuery 331, you know? And look at this list on the right side. I don't know if you guys can see this. It's a zoomed out version right here. It's a zoomed out version of this list. And imagine we were trying to count this. They all show up on a different line, but like this thing is huge, right? So what the book tells us is another useful command, and the one that we're going to jump into, is to count the files, okay? And what we can do is we actually can have the computer read this file and then count how many lines it is and then output that for us. So let's see how to do that in the terminal, okay? Hope this has been exciting. Hope you've been sensationalized and shocked. We grabbed the leak, we processed that leak, we've been going through that leak, you know? It's pretty wild. Makes you want to have an umbrella and some rain boots on, you know? Little leak humor, okay? Or makes you want to flush the urinal. You get it? We're taking a leak? Okay, I'm here all day. Try the virtual tofu. All right, now let's go back to terminal. Okay, I'm going to clear the screen just to be a little cleaner. Okay, now what we're going to do is we are here inside the BlueLeaks extracted folder, and we know that we had outputted every file into that thing that we looked at in our code editor. Okay, we're going to say cat, right? Which is just going to output, say the cat command, man cat, right? So concatenate and print files, cat. The cat utility reads files sequentially, writing them to the standard output. It allows us to see what we're looking at, okay? So we're gonna run the cat command. We're gonna run the cat command on that BlueLeaks folder. Nope. No, BlueLeaks file name. And then BlueLeaks extracted. Oh, yeah, it should be out here. Let's see what we got. Oh, I wrote it without a capital L. That's right. BlueLeaks file names. I hit tab, did autocomplete. If I hit tab, it'll give me some output of what it's seeing. So that's what I did when I just typed blue tab, showed me BlueLeaks folder, BlueLeaks extracted folder, and then the BlueLeaks file names file. Okay. Now to stick with the book, I'm going to rename my file. Control A to jump to the front of the line like an a-hole. I'm going to rename my file. Control E to get back to the end. I'm going to rename it the way the book writes it, which is BlueLeaks with a capital L. File name .txt. My code editor is not know what's going on. Now here we're going to do, we're going to show this file. And if we hit enter, it's going to output everything. Control C to break, okay? Let's clear out. We want to show the file, but instead of putting it on our screen, we want to pipe it, send the output to this other command, WCL. Now, what WC does is it's going to count, okay? It's going to count for us, and it's going to count the lines. That's what that L is. So, hey, please count the lines, okay? And it tells me that there's this many lines, right? So, and there's like about over 1 million files in this leak, which is a huge leak, okay? Now, another way that we could do this is we can use a find command. This is more universal. Find all the file types, right? Find everything in here that's a file, and then count it. Count the lines. Now, this searches through everything, okay? And it would give us like, that output. We're a little bit over time, so I'm gonna break. Now, what we're going to do before we leave is we're going to learn how to look for a particular type of thing inside our files. Okay, and then we're going to stop. So let's say we were outputting the file list, that is the BlueLeaks file names, okay? And feel free to watch this again. It's on YouTube in our archives if you need some extra assistance. And we're going to pipe it out to the grep command. And grep is kind of like a search finder command, right? And we're going to be like, hey, how many of these files have Antifa in them? Let's just do that, okay? And every time that we come across Antifa, right, it will show up on our screen. Wait, what did I do wrong here? Oh, I forgot to put up very important flag, the I flag, which says if it's all capital, because it often is written that way, especially in law enforcement. Count that as well, right? So important to put the I flag, okay? That means ignore the case, whether it's capital or lowercase. And here we go, look, we found, it shows up, yes. Antifa event notification, situational awareness. Something called targets identified for November 4th, 2017 Antifa rally in Philadelphia. Something else called Antifa fighting in the streets. Another one, tactics and targets identified for November 4th, Antifa Philadelphia thing again. This is an FBI doc, okay? So look, I'm gonna paste this command, cat grep I in the chat for later use, okay? Good old grep. It's not every time grep gets some shine, so put your hands together, little air horn. Pull up command grep. Who's that in the club? Is that grep? Grep. Okay. Look at that. If I only read the chat, I'd be a minute ahead. Thank you, Virus, for the case sensitivity. And yeah, there we go. So look, just dumping that in here. Join us next week where we continue to deep dive through this treasure trove of documents. And it's the good stuff. Let me tell you, like it doesn't get any better. And I hope this has been educational for you. I hope on your journey of learning how to be a better researcher, how to be a better journalist, how to, commit feats of hacktivism in the most positive and legal way that this is useful. Yeah, I think I'm writing correctly, but I have something blocking my screen, so I can't see. Let's see if I write this in right. So I paste it in. Yeah, I should probably say cat. File name. Here we go. Boom. That's the real star of the show. This command right here. Okay. All right, everyone. Thanks for rocking with Crypto Harlem. This is your boy, Matt. I hope this has been useful. Keep an eye on the Instagram from Crypto Harlem. And, of course, my personal Instagram. I have some exciting news about this capitalist business endeavor that I'm embarking on. So maybe you want to get down with that. Again, next week, we're going to go into the next part of this, which is digging deeper using grep and a couple of other flags into these commands, managing our way through a leak and accessing a document that we will find later is very exciting. And it's snippets from an actual chat conversation, okay? Or at least correspondence, okay? So catch us next week. Until then, take good care of yourself, take good care of each other, encrypt, encrypt, encrypt. We're gonna do a quick roll call to say what's up to the people who watch on the Twitch of the Twitch, okay? So last but not least, in an alphabetized listing, let's go backwards. Just wanted to say respect and props to our community, okay? Virus001, thanks for watching. Thanks for catching all the mistakes and like helping and assisting and being so interactive and even suggesting this chill song that we're rocking out to. Okay. So appreciate you. Thank you so much. Keep doing what you do. Okay. That makes Arksky or Marksky. Thanks, Marksky. Jason Kenter. Jeff Elad thanks for rocking with us. Okay. DraftNet, Panther Burrito, Shock 7. Y'all the real ones. Commander Root, 810. Been a while for both of y'all. Surprised and happy to see you. Alice Hydra, A Lonely Girl, H. Hadbed. 01 Ella, 00 Emily, and a draw of things in the moderator room, looking out for the goons with the DLXer. Thank you all for our moderator, draw of things, DLXer. Come on. All right. Encrypt. Peace.